We're back again in the Sefer. Beautiful family in Yahusha. Let's get to it. Okay, so I found there's a book in here called The Apocalypse of Baruch or Barak, and there's a 1 and a 2, and we're gonna look at this because it is right now. This book makes Revelation seem like a footnote. This is just absolutely mind-boggling. Okay, so let me get started before I'm just eating up my time. And I answered and said, Not so, O Yahuwah my Adonai. And he answered and he said unto me, Why therefore are you troubled about that which you know not? And why are you ill at ease about the things in which you are ignorant? For as you have not forgotten the people who now are, and those who have passed away, so I remember those who are appointed to come. Because when Adam sinned, and death was decreed against those who should be born, when the multitude of those who should be born was numbered, and for that number a place was prepared where the living might dwell, and the dead might be guarded. Before, therefore, the number aforesaid is fulfilled, the creature will not live again. For my Ruach is the creator of life, and Sheol will receive the dead. And again it is given to you to hear what things are to come after these times. For truly my redemption has drawn nigh, and is not so far distant as aforetime. For behold, the days come, and the Sephirim shall be opened, in which are written all the sins of those who have sinned, and again also the treasuries in which the righteousness of all those who have been righteous in creation is gathered. For it shall come to pass at that time that you shall see, and that the many that are with you, the long suffering of El Elyon, which has been throughout all generations, who has been long suffering towards all who are born, alike those who sin, those who are righteous. And I answered and said, But behold, O Yahuwah, no one knows the number of those things which have passed, nor yet of those things which are to come. For now I know indeed that which has befallen us, but what will happen to our enemies I know not. And when will you visit your works? And he answered, and he said unto me, You too shall be preserved till that time, till the sign which El Elyon will work for the inhabitants of the earth in the end of days. This therefore shall be the sign, when a stupor shall seize the inhabitants of the earth, and they shall fall into many tribulations. And again they shall fall into great torments. And it will come to pass, when they say in their thoughts, by reason of their much tribulations, Oh, Elohim no longer remembers the earth. Yea, it will come to pass, when they abandon hope. At that time will then awake. And I answered and said, Will that tribulation, which is to continue a long time, and will that necessity embrace many years? And he answered unto me and said, Into 12 parts, that is a time divided, and each one of them is reserved for that which is appointed for it. In the first part there shall be the beginning of commotions. In the second part there shall be slayings of the great ones. In the third part the fall of many by death. These are the horsemen of the apocalypse. And the fourth part of the sending of the sword. In the fifth part famine and withholding of rain. In the sixth part earthquakes and terrors. 8 wanting. In the eighth part a multitude of specters and attacks on the Shedom. And then that word means devils. I do believe 635, is that what it says? Yeah, devils. And in the ninth part, the fall of fire. And in the 10th part, rapine and much oppression. And on the 11th part, wickedness and unchastity. And in the 12th part, confusion from the mingling together of all those things aforesaid. For these parts of that time are reserved, and shall be mingled one with another, and minister one to another. For some shall leave out some of their own, and receive in its stead from others, and some complete their own and that of others, so that those may not understand what are upon the earth in those days, that this is the consummation of the times. And that's exactly what's happening. We're going through tribulations, and people think, oh, we're pre-tribulation rapture, and I don't know why that's happening. I think because people are not walking in the truth. Nevertheless, whosoever understands shall be wise, for the measure and reckoning of that time are 2 parts of 7 weeks of 7 weeks. 2 parts a week of 7 weeks. And I answered and said, Is it good for man to come and behold? But it is better that he should not come, lest he fall. But I will say this also, Will he who is incorruptible despise those things which are corruptible? And whatsoever befalls in the case of those things which are corruptible, so that he might look only to those things which are not corruptible? But if, O Yahuwah, these things shall surely come to pass, which you have foretold me, so do you show this also to me, if indeed I have found grace in your sight. It is in one place or in another part of the earth that these things are come to pass, or will the whole earth experience them? And he answered and said unto me, Whatsoever will then befall will befall the whole earth. Therefore all who live will experience them. For at that time I will protect only those who are found in those selfsame days in this land. And it shall come to pass when all is accomplished that what's to come to pass in those parts, that Hamashiach shall then be revealed. And Behemoth shall be revealed from his place, and Leviathan shall ascend from the sea, those two great monsters which I created on the 5th day of creation, and shall have kept until that time. And then they shall be for food for all that are left. The earth also shall yield its fruit 10,000-fold. In each vine there shall be 1,000 branches, and each branch shall produce 1,000 clusters, and each cluster produce 1,000 grapes, and each grape produces a core of wine. And those who have hungered shall rejoice. Moreover, also they shall behold marvels every day, for wind shall go from before me to bring every morning the fragrance of aromatic fruits, and at the close of the day clouds distilling the dew of health. And it shall come to pass that at that self-same time, come to pass at that self-same time that the treasury of manna shall again be descended from on high, and they will eat of it in those years, because these are they who have come to the consummation of time. And it shall come to pass after these things, that when the time of the advent of Hamashiach is fulfilled, that he shall return in glory, then all who have fallen asleep in hope of him shall rise again. And it shall come to pass at that time that the treasuries will be opened, in which is preserved the number of the souls of the righteous, and they shall come forth, and multitude of souls shall be gathered together in one assemblage of one thought, and the first shall rejoice, and the last shall not be grieved. For they know that the time has come of which it is said, that is the consummation of the times. But the souls of the wicked, when they behold all these things, they shall waste away the more, for they shall know that the torment has come, and their perdition has arrived. And it came to pass after those things that I went to the people and said unto them, and then he delivers this to the people that were